if I'm a parent, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna have to just jump in that shit, that water, and I mean, I don't care if you may be fast as shit. I'm gonna have to try to. I'll try to do something, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're bugging.
Number 7. In the belly.
Or I just say bye, little Timmy, and let you go, and I ain't gotta worry about it. You know, shit. Depends on how I'm feeling that day, right?
I'm feeling ignorant, I'm feeling real ignorant. Pretty girls rocking pearls trying to get into me.
What's funny? We are back today, you feel me? Another upload, you know what I'm saying? We got 10 humans found inside animals. I came across this video and I was like, shit, we might as well check it out. As did the last one, if you're not yet, definitely tune into that. There'll be a link down below or on the screen somewhere. Tune into that, you know what I'm saying? Also, as you can tell, bro, I got my wireless headsets in. You know what I'm saying? Headset. Pretty valid, you know what I'm saying? It's the Halo Infinite limited edition ones. It was actually perfect timing. I had to get it. You know what I'm saying? Other one was going bad. And I was like, fuck, might as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can even do this. Ready? Now I'm back here. You know what I'm saying? Over here. Shit, I can go right here now. You know what I'm saying? I can go all around the room now with this wireless headset. It's just valid, all right? But without further ado, if you haven't yet, smack that like button, all right? Let's get to this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ready to watch it.
A lot of people say that they've got an inner animal, but some people have it the other way around.
I never heard that, but okay.
Literally. From being swallowed by a python, to being in the stomach of a shark in an aquarium, to literal wolves. Here are 10 humans that were found inside animals. Number 10. The Lost Fisherman. On the 11th of February 2021, Andrew Hurd, a 69-year-old fisherman from Queensland, Australia, went fishing in the Yayunda Creek. It was something he had done many times before without a problem, and he thought he'd
Takes that one time, though. You can do it many times. Takes that one time. Fuck up.
have a relaxing day on the creek. But his wife knew that's not what happened when he failed to come back home on time that evening. She knew something was very wrong, and it was. So she informed the authorities. When they searched the creek, they found Andrew's dinghy, but it was damaged and capsized. And by the looks of it, it seemed like a crocodile could have been involved. But there was just no sign of him anywhere. Until the search party noticed a crocodile was lurking in the area. They caught it and cut it up 2 days later. And lo and behold, inside were the remains of the lost fisherman, who was finally found. Number 9.
Did you like fall in the water or that shit like flip your little boat over? Like, bro, what? Like, yo, this shit already taken off. It's already taken off.
Missing arm. While most sharks are feared because they attack people, this one ended up being the one to save one. Well, kind of. In 1935, a tiger shark was accidentally caught on the beach suburb of Coogee, Australia. But to save its life, it was sent over to the Coogee Aquarium baths where the shark was safe and on display. Sharks can be a little unpredictable in captivity, but no one could have expected what happened with this one. This one, on the 25th of April 1935, threw up an entire human arm. Now, you might think that it was just a shark attack, but it wasn't. The arm hadn't been torn off, but instead it was sliced off using a knife. But the arm wasn't a regular arm, it had a tattoo of 2 boxers on it. The police put out the photo of the tattoo, and a man reached out telling them that his cousin, Jimmy Smith, was a seasoned boxer, had gone missing 2 months prior to finding of the arm. Turns out, Jimmy was murdered, and the murderers cut his arm off and threw it in the water, thinking they were getting rid of all the evidence. But little did they know, a shark was holding on to it, keeping it.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Because now what's going to happen is a whole, like, you know what I'm saying, since they're murderers, whole shit's about to just, you know what I'm saying, they just got stitched on by a shark, bro. Because y'all that's do it in the water, bro. That's crazy.
Safe and sound. Number 8. The dangers at Disney World. Disney World is pretty much every kid's dream. And it was Lane Graves' dream too. Lane was 2 years old when his parents planned a surprise trip to Disney World, Florida. And most of the trip went really well. Until it didn't. On the 14th of June 2016, Lane was hanging out with his family by the very popular beach lagoon. They all took pictures and were getting ready to get back to their room when suddenly, Lane was dragged off the beach by an alligator. The parents saw it happen but couldn't do anything. The gator was simply too fast. The authorities were informed immediately, and after a grueling 16-hour search, the alligator was found and killed, with the body of the 2-year-old still inside it, fully intact.
So is he dead or is he alive? Look, at a young age, bro, you a kid. There's no... I don't know. I don't see you getting away from that shit. I mean, if I'm a parent, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna have to just jump in that shit, that water, and I mean, I don't care if you may be fast as shit. I'm gonna have to try to... I'll try to do something, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're bugging.
Number 7. In the belly.
Or I just say, bye, little Timmy, and let you go, and I ain't gotta worry about it. You know, shit. Depends on how I'm feeling that day, right?
Of a beast. Indonesia's East Kalimantan province is filled with heavy forestry and lots of areas with little creeks and rivers. And near one of these lakes were 2 brothers, 8 and 5 years old, going about their day, swimming in the river like they had done many times before. But this time, things didn't go as usual. In a snap, the 8-year-old boy was dragged under the water by a 26-foot crocodile. And even though his father jumped in after the croc right away, he couldn't catch it. The authorities were called in, and they managed to catch it the next day. And when they opened it up, they found the body of the boy fully intact. Number 6.
Bro, that was like the last story. They're not letting us know. Was he dead or alive? Most definitely he was dead, okay? But still, like, there could be like a, you know what I'm saying, a moment of freaking him alive. You never know. Never know.
Supreme. Crocodiles in Australia tend to attack people fairly often, but most of the time, the victims get away. But that wasn't the case for Ricky Ganya from Kuching, Malaysia. On the 31st of July 2020, the boy was collecting snails on a riverbank when suddenly, a 14-foot crocodile appeared out of nowhere and dragged him in the water by the ankle. His aunt was watching in horror from the riverbank and couldn't do anything but call for help, which she did. But it was too late. The crocodile wasn't caught until 3 days later, and by then, Ricky's body was in pieces inside the croc. It was removed, and along with it was his Supreme jacket fully intact. Number 5. Alligator snapping turtle. You might have seen videos of the alligator snapping turtle, snapping at things like bananas. Their bites look very intense, but did you know they're strong enough to actually sever hands without a problem?
I'm about to say that. Put your finger in there, it's gone. You ain't gonna have no finger no more. That shit go chop it right off, bro.
On the 12th of June 2018, a man was cleaning an alligator snapping turtle to eat it, but when it cut into it, he found a finger inside it. He turned it over to the authorities immediately, and although the finger was intact, they couldn't get prints off of it. And to this day, no one knows who the finger belonged to and how it got inside the snapping turtle. Number 4. Mauled. On the 31st of July 2021, a 39-year-old woman in Colorado was walking her dogs near the town of Durango. She'd usually walk her dogs down the same private land every single day, but on this day, she went but didn't come back. The woman's boyfriend came home at 8:30 p.m. like he usually would, but when he did, he found their 2 dogs waiting for him outside with their leashes on. This wasn't usual, not in the slightest. When he looked around the house, no one was there, so he knew that something had happened. And he was right. His girlfriend was not at home. He began retracing her steps and realized that if the dog's leashes were still on, that she took them for their walk. So he went to the trail and found her dead. She had been mauled by a bear and had considerable signs of being attacked. The 10-year-old bear and its 2 cubs were found in the area 3 days later and killed. Inside 2 of the 3 bears were the remains of the woman they attacked. Number 3. Killed by her own. Sandra L. Piovis.
You had some stupid story, you raised up a wolf, and the shit killed you. I don't be getting that, alright? Some people be having like fucking tigers, freaking lions, fucking wolves. Can't you try to stick with a dog, bro, or a cat? Shit. You want a small animal, get a lizard or a fish. You guys just gotta go out of the extreme and freaking get some shit that may kill you in the future or even then.
Was a woman who was passionate about dogs, especially her very own wolf dogs that she had bred on her own farm.
Get a shepherd.
These part wolf dogs were kept in their own special electric fenced enclosure and had a bond with Sandra, who usually sold the puppies for a profit. But to do that, she had to make sure they were brought up well and were taken care of. So she fed them herself every day, 3 times a day, and everything usually went fine, and the wolf dogs were more dog and less wolf for her. Until the 4th of May 2012. Sandra went into the enclosure for the usual midnight feed, but things didn't go as planned, and when she bent down to put the food down, the dogs attacked her, with most of the attack focused on her scalp and legs. The dogs were too fast and strong, and Sandra didn't stand a chance. She bled to death, and her body wasn't discovered until her daughter came into the enclosure the next day. All the wolf dogs in the enclosure had to be put down, and the other dogs she had at the property were moved to a sanctuary so they won't develop the same instincts the wolf dogs did. Number 2. The not support dog. Throughout the past year, many people have adopted animals to get them through the tough, lonely times, and 21-year-old Kira Ladlow did the same. She was battling some major mental health issues, and she decided that she was going to get a dog to focus her energy on. She loved the rescue dog, and it seemed to love her back, to the point that it would sleep in the same bed as her too. On the 5th of February 2021, Kira was with her dog alone in the home. Kira had been living with her brother because of her poor mental health, and on the morning of February 5th, he had seen her in bed with the dog, sleeping peacefully. But when he came back, the roof was leaking water. He went to the bathroom and turned the running, flooding shower off, and when he turned around, he saw the dead body of his sister, covered in blood. The dog had attacked her, leaving her with so many injuries that she bled to death. Although the bite marks were proof enough, the dog was put down, and an autopsy showed human remains inside its stomach, confirming that Kira's murder was in fact her own furry.
What type of dog did you get? Holy shit. Bro, what? I don't know any type of dog. Bro, that was a fucking rope. That was a wolf. Werewolf. I can't say it. Werewolf, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what?
Friend.
You had some other shit. You a demonic ass dog. You didn't have no right. I don't know what you had.
Number 1. Slytherin. 54-year-old Watiba belonged to the island of Muna, Indonesia, where she worked long hours working on the farmland. On June 13th, 2018, she was just working around her farm, taking a look at her vegetables before starting her day off, when she suddenly disappeared. A few days later, the village folk found a massive 23-foot python that clearly looked like it had eaten an equally massive meal. It wasn't until they killed it and opened it up that they found out that its meal wasn't an animal, but Watiba herself, totally intact.
Crazy.
The craziest part is that she showed no signs of being attacked. Even her clothes were in pristine condition. As the villagers searched the area around the python, they found Watiba's clothes and her machete nearby. But that blade was no match for the insanely massive python.
Bro, that's insane, bro.
Alright.
I did not mean to make that video. But, yeah, if y'all enjoyed this show, say smack that like button. If you got any videos you'd like to watch me react to, send them my way. You know what I'm saying? DM me, ice505 fucking hair up here. But yeah, also on Facebook is the same thing. All links down below. You know what I'm saying? Twitch, all that. You'll find all that. But yeah, I think the most craziest one, bro, to be honest with you, was probably the dog. Because crocodiles and shit like that, you know to get away from them shits. You know what I'm saying? Like they can get you. They can get your child too. Alright? Your little dog too. We can get all of it. Alright? The most craziest one would have to be the dog one. Because I've heard about a snake doing that shit before. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere I've heard that. But y'all let me know what you ever heard. Okay? But yeah, like, so hope you guys enjoy, you know what I'm saying? And Ice Live, sign out.